Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone, and good morning, and welcome to the Wake Up and Win show. Come on, y'all, say it with me. Wake up and win. Wake up and win. Wake up and win. I gotta do that again. No, that wasn't it. I gotta work on that throat. Gotta work on that throat. Anyway, y'all know the drill. Come on, say it with me. Wake up and win. Wake up and win. Wake up and win. Ah, I know people who are new to my platform and new to me are like, what is this? What is this? I know it. I get it. But trust me, um, let me just say this. Why do I do that? Because it releases energy. It opens up the lungs, it opens up the chest, it gets the blood flowing, it creates energy of excitement and enthusiasm. It is why they encourage women when they're birthing babies to scream, yell. It opens things up. Yelling, opens things up. It does. It's been proven biologically. It's good, like if you are not feeling, if you're feeling down or stressed out about something, what they tell you, go outside and scream. So I'm not crazy, y'all. I'm not. It really does like just open you up. And again, if you know the story, those that are new to the platform, I started Wake Up and Win following the murder of my oldest son, and this is something that the Holy Spirit gave me to start doing every morning. My son's voice woke me up one morning at 5 o'clock a.m. And ever since then, I've been getting up at 5 a.m. ever since. And I started going to the gym early in the morning. And when I do that, I was on live Instagram. This was a couple few years ago. It was a few years ago, following my son being his life being taken. And I was at the gym very early, and I was on Instagram Live, and I was telling my friends, y'all, come on, wake up, wake up. And I was like, come on, let's wake up and win. And it just stuck. I was like, yeah, wake up and win. And so then I started doing Instagram Lives from the gym. So I'm like, come on, y'all, we out here, let's wake up and win. And it just became a thing. And the chant, I don't know where the chant came from. It just evolved. It came out of me. I needed something, I needed something to help get me through, and still getting through, as a grieving mother, that never changes. So I know I look crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but it feels great. It feels great. I don't need to pop no pills. I don't need to drink myself, into any kind of stupor. Learning to open up my body and my spirit in this way has enabled me to be where I am today, you know, grieving mother, but blessed, wrapped in my right mind, still able to smile authentically and enjoy life. So while it may look crazy to some, it's working for me. So I'm going to keep doing it. Amen. But listen, let's get into our win word, because here on the Wake Up and Win show, Monday through Friday, we offer what hopefully is a positive, insightful, helpful, and even spiritual win word, our winning word for today. So this whole week we're talking about self-awareness. So today's win word is understanding, because we yesterday we talked a little bit about examine self, right? And even the Bible talks about examining self. And so Bible is full of scriptures and narratives about people examining self and self-awareness. And by the way, I'm also a minister, for those who are new to our this platform and new to our programming. But I just lost my train of thought. So I went off track. I should have not gone off track. Um, so when we talk about self-awareness, let's get back. When we talk about self-awareness, today's win word, where are we going? Today's win word is looking at the values that set you apart. One of the keys of self-awareness is what what are your values, like things that you value, what are important to you. And so when we talk about today's win word, we're talking about your self-awareness values, like knowing what your values are. And I'm not saying, this is when I say values, I'm not talking about just like being trustworthy and honest, though those are values, but really having a sense of your values. What do you value? And the reason this is important is because our values create part of the foundation of who we are. Our values create the foundation of who we are. And so when I am not clear about my values, my foundation can be what's what I'm looking for? Like shifting sand. That's why you can meet people who are what they call um, not shady, shifty. Like they're one way 1 minute and another way another minute, and they're always shifting. Solid people are people that no matter where they are and no matter who they are around or who's around them, they are the same person, meaning that their values don't change, their character doesn't change. And this is important when we talk about self-awareness, because a lot of people think self-awareness is just about what you like and you don't like, and that is a part of it. Those are questions that you should be asking yourself when you're thinking about self-awareness, self-examination, understanding yourself, being having a clear sense of self-awareness, but also self-awareness about values. What do you value, right? What are the things that you value in life? And this is trust. This is honesty. But this is also, what do you value as it relates to what do you see and want for your life, right? Some people really value living luxuriously, and that's not a problem. It's okay. And some people value living very simplistic. Some people value family time. Some people have a high regard and value for private time. I, honest with you, during the pandemic, was not too shaken up by having spent a lot of time indoors. I actually value my private time. I actually value time alone. That's a high priority for me. So in relationship with people and how I do life, I let people know, like, no, actually, I like my alone time. We don't have to ride together. we I don't have to be with people all the time. And it's just a value. It's just something I value. I value that. And so, and this is important because if you are not able to articulate the things that you value, you will always be you will always live like a fish out of water, and you will live in the space of other people's values, because there are people that do not mind establishing what they value, and they live that thing, they live that way. And if you're not clear about your values, you will find yourself living in the core and the space of somebody else's values all the time. For example, if you value, there are people that really value quality, like eating at restaurants that are like high quality, like they never do fast food, they never do mom and pop restaurants. It's got to be 5 star every time. And listen, I love it, right? And there are people that really don't value those kinds of environments. And if you don't know your value, you will find yourself in places that are not for you and constantly uncomfortable and unhappy. And there are people, and I know I'm talking to somebody, you are always in environments that are not really for you. There are people that value going out at night. Like it's a value to, it's an important thing to them. Living the life of entertainment and, social environment, social engagement. Some people really value that social engagement. There are some people that just can't take it. But if you're not able to articulate, no, I really value being at home with a glass of wine and a book, that kind of space, that kind of quiet means something to me, you'll always be at the club when you don't want to be. You'll always be in the streets with your people that like to socialize when you don't want to be. When we talk about living a quality of life is not just nice things. Quality of life is living a life that speaks to who you are based upon the things that you value. And when I say things, I'm not talking about just material things, the ways in which you value life. That is an abundant life. That is a quality life. I like plants. Half of my living room is a garden. I have an indoor garden because I'm in an apartment building and I don't have space outside for an outdoor garden. So I have a full indoor garden. I value having space in my home where I can sit amongst plants, and I even have a little palm tree and read, meditate, cross my legs and just breathe, sit by the window, take in the air and the light. I value that space. And there are people that come to my house and say, "Why do you have a jungle in your living room?" Because they don't value, and and they call my living room a jungle. They do, because I have a lot of plants. I have a lot of plants and a tree. But that's what those, it's not just what I like. There is a value to that kind of space. And for me, I am living an abundant life that is the quality of life that I deeply desire, is to have space in my home where there is plants and trees and air coming through by the window and sunlight, and just being able to sit in that space. And that's quality living for me. I mean, there are other things, of course, but that's quality living for me. What's quality living for you? What do you value and how are you living that out? So, here's what I want to invite you to do. I want you to take time to just write out what you value. Yes, trust, honesty, we value those things. Okay, write all that down. You know, write those things down, the common things, right? But then I want you to write down, if you value, you know, eating fruit and just taking in the juiciness of fruit, then write that down. What do you value? What is valuable? Because what may be valuable to you may not be valuable to somebody else, and what may be valuable to somebody else may not be valuable to you. And if you are not clear, we are not clear on what our values are, we will always live in the realm of somebody else's values. You will always live in accordance to what somebody else values and how they value life. And really, a quality life is a life that is lived in with your values being expressed, however they are expressed. And yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I'm not. I'm gonna skip that over that. So I want you to examine your values, because that's abundant living. That's quality living. That's winning. Remember, we're talking about waking up and winning, and the way to win is to know what you value and to live in that. That's winning. When I'm in my living room with my plants and that sun's coming through and the air's going through, baby, I am winning. I live in a little apartment in the south of South Central LA. But listen, when I'm in that space, I'm winning. You can't tell me I'm not in a Queen's Castle, because that's what I value. That little kind of space, that intimate space, that's what I value. And wherever I live, I'm always have that kind of space. Doesn't matter if I'm in the hood or in Hollywood or in Beverly Hills or Baldwin Hills, Palos Verdes, I don't care, Signal Hills. Those are all, for those that are not in Los Angeles or in California, those are all really posh places to live. And I wouldn't mind living there, but I'm gonna have me a garden. I'm gonna have a garden. That's abundant living. That's quality life, living a life according to things that I value. So I want to invite you again to take some time today and write out the things that you value, all of them, and own it, and learn and get comfortable articulating that with other people. So whether you're people that you work with or in relationship with or your friend groups, your networks, articulate it. If you run a company, if you run a business, your values should be part of the DNA of that business. I'm a pastor of a church, and I value service, and so service is a part of the DNA of our ministry, right? So service is a part of the DNA of my. I'm a giver. Giving is a value. Giving is the DNA of my ministry. So I'm always giving out information and giving out whatever I can. It's just a value, and I'm living my best life when I'm doing that. How are you living your best life? Are you winning? Are you winning? Because one of the keys to winning is to live according to your values. But that's a part of that full self awareness. So do that today. Take some time to know what you value and write them all down. And don't stop. And sometimes those values will change, and it's okay. But be clear about that and able to articulate it for yourself, more importantly. All right. Listen, y'all know the drill. We say, let's get up, let's get out there, and let's go win. And clear sense of self-awareness will help you do that. Will help you get up and get out there, and let's go win. Have an amazing day. Listen, click all the links in the description below. And yeah, have an amazing day and keep winning. Keep winning. Keep winning. I'm out, y'all. Peace.